Hello there! I recently tried a new way to go shopping. Welcome to Unboxing the Boxes, my Star Wars collection. This is episode 162, The Marketplace Purchases, Part 1, Black Series and Vintage Action Figures. I really haven't bought much of anything through Facebook Marketplace. Most things that I've seen for sale really did not spark my interest. Well, not until I saw a Star Wars listing that was not too far away from me. I spent a couple of days pondering it, and then I sent a message off to the seller of the items to ask if I could just take a look at things, see if it'd be anything I'd be interested in. Well, he was a very nice guy. And before I left, I bought 3 boxes worth of Star Wars items, from action figures to promotional items. With this video, I would like to share with you some of the Black Series figures and the 3 3/4 inch action figures that I picked up as part of that purchase. And of course, before I begin, I would just like to invite you to once again like this video, leave a comment, and of course subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell. Okay, what do you say? We get started. All right, before I begin, I just want to inform you, this is going to be all over the place. There is some older stuff in here. There's some newer stuff in here. It covers a lot of territory. So I think we'll get started, first of all, with some loose figures that he happened to have, which I can always put in my vintage action figure cases. So the first bag we have here features 2 force-using, I should say, characters that we all know. The first of which is Mace Windu. And Mace Windu did have his lightsaber. It's kind of a nice figure. Good figure of Mace Windu. But it was kind of nice because Mace at least has his lightsaber and he doesn't want to stand very well. Well, we'll see how long he lasts. The next one in here is our favorite Sith Lord, other than Darth Vader, and that would be Palpatine himself, otherwise known as Darth Sidious. He comes with a red lightsaber, and he also has 2 Force Lightnings that he can throw at people. Pretty good action figures there, but there's 2 more. Had 2 bags of 2 each. The next one happens to be, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. But here again, he does come with his blue lightsaber. And he still has the ribbing in here that holds the action figure in place. So I have a hunch this one was never taken out of this package. Too bad it doesn't have the whole card. The other one also is still in that back packaging that was on the card. And this, of course, happens to be Yoda with his green lightsaber. 4 very good action figures, loose, you could say, but still, 4 action figures, that's good to have. So let me put these away, and we'll move on to the next batch. The next one is a 3 3/4 inch Princess Leia action figure that at one time was a very popular action figure, I do believe. And this one happens to come with the glass. Which version of Princess Leia was it? It was Princess Leia in slave uniform or slave outfit, whatever you want to call it. So it's from the Return of the Jedi, of course. It's one of 5 glasses that were part of this series. And as you can see, it does come with a action figure of Princess Leia and a glass from a scene of Return of the Jedi. A very nice collection here. And on the back of the box, you can see what the other figures were. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Maul, and Anakin Skywalker. So basically, from the 5 movies that were probably out at that time. So, thought that was nice. I know I've got 1 or 2 of these somewhere hidden in my collection, but I wasn't sure if I had Princess Leia, so I figured better not pass that up. If I'm missing it and I didn't buy it, I would be a little upset. The next ones are from Shadow of the Empire. And actually, it's 2 figures, exactly the same. But it's kind of neat that they're from the movie that was never made. If you know anything about Shadows of the Empire, of course, they had a soundtrack, they had a book, they had action figures, they had vehicles, they had everything but the movie. This happens to be Princess Leia in the Bosch disguise. And I know I have this figure because I think I've got just about all the Shadows of the Empire figures. But as I've been going through things over the years here, I haven't found them yet. So I know they're somewhere, but someday I'll find that box and we're going to have a Shadows of the Empire themed video. And these even have the price tags on them yet. One sold for $7 and the other one was on sale for $4.77. Cards aren't too bad. They're not really bent or creased, but we got a little bit of a bend to that one. But considering these are from 1996, they're in really good shape yet. Next, we have a couple figures from the Revenge of the Sith. We have two of Padme. And I always thought these cases were rather interesting. They weren't your regular case. So, of course, it was something unique at that time. But there again, it is a nice figure of Padme. It does come with a base that looks a bit like a lava flow from Mustafar. This one happens to be number 19 of this particular series. It is two cases in very good condition again. The bubble is a little bit scratched, which you gotta expect when it gets to this type of age. Heck, these things are fairly old already, from 2005. So they're 18 years old at this point. Do I have any other action figures featuring any of the women of Star Wars? Yes, I do. I have one here. Another one of Princess Leia. And this time it is from the Star Wars Rebels TV show. As you can see, it comes with some nice accessories. We have a pistol, we've got a grappling hook, and a zip line. Put a string up and have her zip down the line to be rescued or to escape or however you want to play it. Pretty nice figure. Of course, it's based more on the cartoon series than it is on the real life person. I think I had one of these in a previous episode. And that is the Silver Anniversary collection of action figures. It was two action figures that came as a pair. And with this one, we have Han Solo and Chewbacca. Once again, a good set of figures. And of course, they're in the classic pose that you saw in a lot of the promotional materials. Not a whole lot of articulation with them. They're basically posed for that particular scene. So you're kind of stuck with that particular pose. But still, it's a classic series based on the classic poster that used to be seen way back then. This looks like it originally sold for $15.99 and it was on sale for $7.90 from the looks of it. Not bad. Sticking with the smaller figures. Of course, I've already got a couple of these, but I thought, why not have one more? And this is the Force Link 2.0 wrist gadget, along with a Star Wars action figure, which happens to be the young Han Solo. From, of course, Solo, a Star Wars movie. These figures, of course, when you played it or got close to this, they would actually say a few things from the wrist, not from the action figure. The action figure, I'm sure, had a little chip in it to let the wrist gadget know which action figure was there so it could say which lines needed to be said. Like I say, I do have a few of or I think I might have one or two of these somewhere. And at some point, yes, I'm going to have to go through these figures because I haven't done that yet. So, moving on, because we got a lot here to go through yet. There were a couple of the small Black Series figures. You know, the little 3 3/4 inch ones. Wouldn't you know it? One of them happens to be Princess Leia Organa. And of course, this figure is from the sequel trilogy. As we can see, it's the older version of Leia, wearing her blue outfit. Not too bad a figure. It looks like it does have some movement at the elbows and, of course, at the shoulders. And I don't know if the legs are going to move too much because she's wearing a plastic cape over a cloth dress, which is interesting. there's a second one, and while this box is in pretty good shape, this box is not. And it features Han Solo. Once again, this is the older version of Han Solo, again from The Force Awakens. Not too bad a figure. And I think I probably do have both of these in my collection. Once again, didn't want to pass it up just in case I didn't, because I need to sit down and actually mark, like most of my collection, I need to mark down what I've got. Digging a little further into the box here, we have a second Han Solo and Chewbacca from the Silver Anniversary collection. And another pair of figures from the Anniversary collection. This time featuring Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia as they're about to make the jump across the Death Star chasm. And once again, you can see the action figures, not a whole lot of posability there. It's basically posed for that particular scene. Does have a nice base with it that features a bit of the Death Star, and I like the background too. Gives you a little more of a feel for being in the Death Star. Okay, we've got one current vintage action figure in this set, and that would be Ahsoka from the Clone Wars. Well, current if you want to say more current than the rest of these. Of course, this is from the Clone Wars. It's number VC102, and this one I did not have in my collection, so of course I could not pass that one up. I had to have that one for the collection. Makes a nice addition, I would say. Fill in one of the holes that I have in my collection in the other room. The last figure I've got of this size in this collection is this big one here. And this happens to be the 30th anniversary coin album. And it came with an action figure of Darth Vader. Now this is the, like I said, a coin album. It has five panels that open up so that you get a full color outer mural. And you can see a little bit of that mural through the back window here. And you can see another page of it here. But you'd have to open the whole thing to get the whole view of the mural, because it does not show it on the front or the back. It does come with one coin. So I think this is, if I remember correctly, there was a series of figures too that came out with coins. So this gave you a chance to keep those coins somewhere organized while you're playing with your action figures once you open them up. This I did not have as part of my collection. At least I don't remember having this as part of my collection. So another thing that's brand new for my collection with this one. Okay, the next items we've got are the Epic Force figures, which, if you remember correctly, came on a stand. Not a whole lot of poisability with them, but they came on a stand that you could rotate the figure to kind of have them pointing whatever direction you want. Did turn in both directions. And this happens to be one of the Stormtroopers. I do have some of these in my collection, but there again, they're buried, and I'm not sure exactly which ones I have. So I thought, well, better take a chance and get these. And with this one, I happened to buy out the ones he had, because he only had 2 different ones, but he had 4 figures. So we have a Stormtrooper, we have a Stormtrooper, and we have a Stormtrooper. So we got 3 Stormtroopers to go as part of the series. And I think there might be 4 that were part of this wave of these type of figures. So in addition to the 3 Stormtroopers, we have one other one, and that happens to be Princess Leia on the run at Bespin as she's running down the corridors. And once again, rotates either direction. And again, about the only posability is she does have a little posability at the shoulders. So you can probably lift her arms up or down with the gun, and that's about it. So not a whole lot there. When we look at the back of it, we have a Princess Leia, we have the Stormtrooper. There's also a Luke Skywalker, a C-3PO, and a Darth Vader from the looks of it. So I know I do have a couple more of these. Maybe this helps me to fill out that collection. I have to find where those other ones are to see how that works. All right, the last 2 figures I have as part of this box, part 1 of the series, you know, are 2 6-inch Black Series figures. And one thing I'm really happy with these is that they were figures that I do not have as part of my collection. I haven't seen these in the stores. He had them. I bought them. I was not going to pass these up. The first one happens to be the Boba Fett prototype armor. So if you've seen this one before, it's a white Boba Fett. Like I said, this is a prototype. He comes with a pistol and a rifle and a jetpack separately. Before he put on the Mandalorian armor, this bounty hunter was initially envisioned as a super trooper in all white. This figure captures the beginning of a character that's become a legend, Boba Fett. So a nice addition for my collection. The other one I was also very happy to get, and that is Cad Bane. This is the Braca Cad Bane. So famed bounty hunter Cad Bane has earned his reputation as someone who will take any job for the right price. The rise of the Empire and the elimination of the Jedi creates a surge of business for this unscrupulous hunter. And as we can see with Cad Bane there, he comes with 2 pistols, and that's pretty much for the accessories. But really nothing overly special, but once again, something I didn't have for the collection, so it helps me fill out one of the holes. And I just noticed Boba Fett just has a little bit of a bend at the corner here, but nothing too serious. As far as other than that, the boxes are in pretty good shape. Well, that finishes out part 1, Facebook Marketplace purchase. What do you think? Did I do a good job? Did you like the figures I got? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think of all this that I picked up here. Also, don't be afraid to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're slowly creeping up, but we're not doing as fast as we used to anymore. Did I finally find everybody that's going to be watching these videos? Tell you what, share it with your friends and let them see what's going on with these videos, okay? Thank you for joining me. May the Force be with you, and keep collecting!